Not everyone that you lose in life is always a loss. There are times where people walk out of your life and it feels very painful. You don't understand why, maybe friends that you've been friends with for a long time, and you're feeling lonely, you're feeling like you miss their presence. Maybe it's a girlfriend, maybe it's a family member that grows distant from you. It can be tough. Regardless of whichever person it is, there are times it can be tough. But you've got to learn to allow people to walk away. You've got to learn to allow them to walk away and not to chase them. This is something that took me a long time to understand, but when it did, it freed me from a lot of stress and it stopped me worrying about things that I couldn't control. You see, when you chase after somebody and you beg them in a way to stay in your life, you try and convince them to be your friend or be your partner, it doesn't have the effect that you want. In reality, it has the opposite effect. When you chase people and try and convince them to stay in your life, you try and convince them that you are worthy of their support and friendship, or even, closer than friendship, you essentially put yourself in a very weak position. A very weak position. The reality is that you shouldn't have to convince people to be in your life, to be in a relationship with you, to be friends with you. If they were really the right person and they're meant to be in your life, you wouldn't need to convince them. You wouldn't need to say anything. They would just be there. They would just be your friend. They would just be your girlfriend, right? You have to break the chain of trying to convince people to stay in your life. And one of the best ways to do this is to finally realize that you are a catch. Finally realize that you are worthy of respect, that you are worthy of loyalty. A lot of people that struggle when people come and go from their lives struggle because they have a lack of confidence in themselves. They believe that having people around them is a good source for their life in terms of confidence. But real confidence comes from knowing that regardless of who stays or who goes in your life, you are good with you. That is real confidence. I learned this the hard way, but right now, if somebody wants to walk out my life, they can go. Maybe there's a period where I'm a bit sad and you miss that person. But I'm not going to chase them, because I understand that if people want to go and people want to walk out your life, there's no convincing that you can do. There's nothing that you can say that is going to change their mind. The only thing that is going to change their mind is them and their thoughts. Me chasing them and begging them to stay won't change their mind. In fact, it will probably affirm the decision that they had already made and put me in a very weak and pathetic position. I want you to imagine how you look when you are trying to convince people to stay in your life. You're saying to them, please be my friend. Please stay with me. I need you. It's pathetic. Now, I know this is harsh. And I can say this, I have license to say this, because I used to be this guy when I was a little bit younger and I was navigating friendships and relationships for the first time. But if you are struggling yourself and you're feeling down about people leaving your life and friends distancing themselves from you, understand that that's their problem. Understand that, look, if they want to go, they can go. If they were really in your life for the long run and they're really meant to be your friend, they will find themselves coming back to you at some point or another. But if not, that's not a friend for you. If not, that's not a girlfriend for you. When people walk out of my life today, I am grateful. I'm very grateful because I know that when they decide to cut themselves off from me, in any sense, that is somebody who I shouldn't be investing my time in, because they are not there for the long run. They're not a true friend that really wants the best for me and really wants to grow with me. So when they walk out, it's great. It's a good thing. It means that I can now focus even more of my attention on the loyal friends, on the true friends, on the friends that want to see me grow and them grow together. You will have friends today that in 10 years' time you wouldn't have spoken to for 5 years. Friends come and go. Just don't chase them when they go. Never chase, you will repel. You will have the opposite effect that you are trying to have. When you're running after something, naturally it's running away from you. A friend of mine uses the analogy of a cat. And he says, look, if you chase after a cat, it will almost certainly run away from you. It will be scared. It will be unsure about your motives. It will be uncomfortable. But if you sit there and you are still and relaxed, whenever that cat has finished doing whatever it wants to do, it will come to you and it will snuggle up next to you. It will rub its head on you and it will roll over and start purring, asking for belly rubs. That's just what they do. But if you chase it, it's going to go and it's going to have a bad feeling about you. It's the same with people that walk out of your life. Please don't find yourself in the position where you are convincing people to be your friend, where you are convincing people to stay. They should already know how valuable you are. They should already know how good of an investment you are in a relationship sense, in a friendship sense. And if they don't, good. You don't want them anyway. So look, generally this stems from self-worth. If you are working hard on yourself, making smart choices in your day-to-day, prioritizing future you over today's you, and what I mean by that is you are making choices every single day using delayed gratification, thinking in the long term, you're doing everything right and you deserve good friends. So if there are friends that are flaky and inconsistent, let them go. Let them go, let them do whatever they want to do. And if you've got friends in your circle right now who are not treating you the way that you should be treated, or indeed want to be treated, first and foremost, let them know that this is not okay and you won't tolerate this anymore. And if it continues, cut them out of your life. If you're a young guy watching this video right now, don't underestimate how much time you really have. You have so much time. You have so much time to surround yourself with good people who want the best for you and they want to see you grow. But in the same regard, you have a small amount of time. And this is funny. You have a small amount of time because you would not believe how quickly bad habits can build up and become stuck in your life, become stuck in your cycle. And one of the worst habits is accepting friends that do not want the best for you and encouraging that behavior and keeping them around and not setting boundaries. So you might be a young guy watching this right now thinking you got bags of time. As I said, you do. You do have bags of time. However, be careful in these early years, very specifically these early years, on the sort of standards that you set for yourself and your friends and your family. Because if you set the wrong standards, they are going to continue and they're going to grow firmer, and you will grow up with these sorts of systems. You allow your friends to disrespect you when you're younger, They will disrespect you when you're older. You allow your friends to come in and out of your life whenever they please when you're younger. They will do the same when you're older. So yes, you have time, but in a sense you don't. You need to start checking this stuff now. So look, practical steps for you after this video today. Check your friendship group. I want you to start listening out for snide comments, disrespectful comments. The way that they look at you in the corner of their eye. Are they somebody who truly wants the best for you? If they're not, kick them to the curb. Secondly, if you've got friends that are dropping in and out of your life, don't chase them. If they're really meant to be your friend, they'll come back to you. But do not chase. Whatever you chase, you repel. Use the cat analogy. You run after a cat, that cat's never going to trust you again. But if you sit there, you're calm, you're relaxed, you're getting on with your business, that cat might well just come back to you. Allow people to come back to you. Don't chase them. Look, if you took some value from this video today, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for much more from me, comment your thoughts down below, and I will see you in the next one.